त्यागी परस्त्री जेने मात रे
A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Good morning to one and all present here. Today, on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, we would like to delineate the Gandhian virtues and their relevance in the modern world. देश को स्वतंत्रता दिलवाने में महात्मा गांधी की विशेष भूमिका रही है। उन्होंने अहिंसा व सत्याग्रह का पाठ पढ़ाकर लोगों का मार्गदर्शन किया और एक स्वाधीन भारत का निर्माण किया। 2 अक्टूबर को पोरबंदर गुजरात में जन्मे गांधी जी ने वकालत की पढ़ाई तो लंदन से की, परंतु भारत को आजादी दिलवाने के लिए अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ अनेक आंदोलन किए, जैसे असहयोग आंदोलन, सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन, नमक सत्याग्रह आदि। बापू की इन सभी बातों से मालूम होता है कि वे केवल एक नेता ही नहीं, बल्कि एक निष्काम कर्म योगी थे तथा सच्चे अर्थों में एक युग पुरुष। बापू के यही अहिंसा, समानता, धार्मिक सहिष्णुता एवं सत्याग्रह जैसे आदर्श सनातन हैं। Gandhi once said, and I quote, "Everything in India attracts me. It has everything that a human being with the highest possible aspirations can want." He indeed was a visionary and had imagination way ahead of his times.
I totally agree with you, Lavanya, and I quote Gandhi ji, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Mahatma Gandhi has been given the title Father of the Nation as he took up the path of non-violence to fulfill his goals. He was an honest man and a lover of truth. He graduated from law school in the UK in 1888, subsequently shifting to South Africa to practice the same. After returning to India, he initiated a peaceful civil disobedience movement called Satyagraha. His voice became a rallying cry for ahimsa or non-violence, and Indian independence. It is the culmination of the efforts contributed by him and his fellow freedom fighters that India was birthed out of British India. On 31st January 1948, Mahatma Gandhi breathed his last, following his assassination by Hindu nationalist Nathuram Godse. This day has been etched in our history as a dark day of mourning. Yet, Gandhiji's legacy is as alive as ever, and so, on his birth anniversary, let us pay homage to this stalwart of Indian freedom. His life serves as a reminder of the impact we can create if we adhere to the principles of truth and non-violence. These words are not enough to commemorate a life so rich, yet we can try to compensate for it with our actions. Actions that honor Mahatma Gandhi and ipso facto the very ideals that our nation is built on.
After hearing this speech, one can clearly see that Mahatma Gandhi was a progressionist and a reformist who wanted to modernize India. He can surely be called someone who changed the course of Indian history. We now have Vivianites take a glimpse of the significant episodes which changed the course of events in his life.
Gandhiji's protest against untouchability also started when he was very young. Once, when he was at the age of 12, he was given some sweets which he wanted to share with his soul friend Uka, who was a so-called untouchable. When he was giving the sweets to Uka, his mother saw him from a window. She scolded him and told him that he was a high-caste Hindu and he must never touch an untouchable.
I don't agree with you, mother. I reject the notion that the work of a sweeper is polluted. I find nothing wrong in touching Uka. He is not different from me, is he? He is also a human like me. In my opinion, untouchability is a blot on humanity and therefore upon Hinduism. It is a sin, a great crime, and it cannot stand the test of reason. How can the Ramayana, in which one who is regarded nowadays as an untouchable took Rama across the Ganges in his boat, a proof of the idea that human beings can be untouchables and polluted souls?
Gandhiji's preference for non-violence could be seen from an early age. During his childhood, if one of his brothers teased him or playfully pulled his ears, he would run home to complain to his mother. His mother would ask him that why didn't he hit them?
How can you teach me to hit people, mother? Why should I hit my brother? Why should I hit anyone? I cannot hit people. I don't think any problem between two people can be solved by showing one another their physical capacities. According to me, violence causes more problems than it solves. It leaves a trail of hatred and bitterness in which genuine reconciliation is almost impossible.
During the freedom struggle, one of the events that changed the lives of Indians was the Dandi March, or the Salt Satyagraha, that was an act of non-violent civil disobedience led by Gandhiji against the heavy taxes levied by the British on salt that was an essential item of the people's diet in India. During the march, Gandhiji addressed many meetings in which he asked the people to protest against this sinful law.
Wherever possible, civil disobedience of salt should be started. These laws can be violated in 3 ways. It is an offense to manufacture salt wherever there are facilities for doing so. The possession and sale of contraband salt, which includes natural salt or salt earth, is also an offense. The purchasers of such salt will be equally guilty. To carry away the natural salt deposits on the seashore is likewise violation of law. So is the hawking of such salt. In short, you may choose any one or all of these devices to break the salt monopoly.
Let not the future generation say that we lost the sweet bread of freedom because we could not digest it. These words of Gandhi express his direct forwardness and honesty. In a meeting about 1.5 months before independence, in which both the ministers from future Pakistan and future India were present, he boldly expressed his thoughts opposing the two parties.
Last night, as I heard what should have been the soothing sound of rain, my mind went out to the various refugees who will be thrown away from their motherland just because we cannot tolerate each other. What good will it do to the Muslims to avenge the happenings in Delhi and to the Hindus and Sikhs to take revenge from the cruelties in the frontier and West Punjab? I claim to be a student of religion and assure that there is no religion which teaches hostility and animosity, and all the religions preach fraternity, charity and kindness. The thousands of people who will be thrown away into destitution just because we cannot tolerate each other show what a bad decision this is. I pity the independence that has divided brothers and sisters on the basis of their religion.
These were some events of Gandhiji's life that had major impacts not just in his life but also in the lives of the people of the whole nation.
इस सुंदर प्रदर्शन को देखकर ये मालूम होता है कि गांधी जी के प्रेरक जीवन से अवश्य ही अनगिनत सिद्धांतों को अपनाया जा सकता है। पैदा हुआ उसी दिन जिस दिन बापू ने लिया जन्म, भारत पाक युद्ध में तोड़ दिया जिसने दुनिया का भ्रम। जी हाँ, आज गांधी जी के साथ हमारे देश के दूसरे प्रधानमंत्री भारत रत्न लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी की भी जयंती है। तो आइए जानते हैं उन्हीं के बारे में 90 के यश कोटनाला से।
लालों में वह लाल बहादुर, भारत माता का वह प्यारा, कष्ट अनेक सहकर जिसने निज जीवन का रूप सवारा। लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी का जन्म 2 अक्टूबर 1904 को मुगल सराय उत्तर प्रदेश में हुआ। शास्त्री जी ने गांधी जी के नेतृत्व में असहयोग आंदोलन, दांडी मार्च, भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन में सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई। अपनी साफ सुथरी छवि के कारण वे 1964 में पंडित नेहरू की मृत्यु के बाद देश के दूसरे प्रधानमंत्री बने। उनके क्रियाकलाप सैद्धांतिक न होकर पूर्ण रूप से व्यवहारिक और जनता की आवश्यकताओं के अनुरूप थे। इन्होंने वर्ष 1965 में भारत पाक के भीषण युद्ध के दौरान देश का उत्तम नेतृत्व किया और जय जवान जय किसान का नारा देकर पूरे देश का मनोबल बढ़ाया। वर्ष 1966 में मरणोपरांत इन्हें भारत रत्न से सम्मानित किया गया। शास्त्री जी को देश उनकी देशभक्ति, सादगी और ईमानदारी के लिए श्रद्धा करता रहा है और आगे भी करता रहेगा। भारत माता के इस सपूत और सेवक को हमारा शत शत नमन।
Gandhi is rightly called the father of the nation because of his priceless contributions to the Indian freedom struggle. He not only had a positive influence on the common man, but also men like Lal Bahadur Shastri, who thereafter became the face of India. However, today, the Gandhian ideals are mostly forgotten and his relevance questioned even by his ardent devotees. तो आने वाले साक्षात्कार के माध्यम से हम आपका गांधीवादी विचारधारा की प्रासंगिकता से परिचय करवाएंगे।
Welcome to BVN Talk Show. Today we have a very special guest amongst us. Let us all rise to honor our guest, Shri Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who needs no introduction.
I am glad I have the luxury of interacting with BVNites.
Sir, we the students of Birla Vidyaniketan are honored to have you amongst us today. Your life and ideologies have not only motivated Indians but people all over the world. You are an icon of peace and non-violence. Today, we have the privilege to ask you some questions as we really need your guidance in life.
It will be my pleasure if I can help you in any way.
Sir, How are you able to convince the whole world that non-violence is not a path of weak and powerless? Rather, it is a path that can only be followed by a person with a strong mind.
See, I spent my whole life trying to prove that Satyagraha is not a physical force. It is pure soul force. Truth is the very substance of the soul. That is why this force is called Satyagraha. The soul is informed with knowledge. In it burns the flame of love. Non-violence is the supreme dharma.
It is almost unbelievable that you moved millions of people with your ideology of Satyagraha at a time when we were facing a very powerful enemy. Powerful in terms of wealth, military power, and physical power.
It was certain that India could not rival Britain or Europe in force of arms. The British worshipped the war god, and they could all become bearers of arms. But the hundreds of millions in India could never carry arms because they had made the religion of non-violence their own.
Sir, what made you change the course of your life?
See, I was a qualified lawyer and I was concerned about myself, my career, my survival. Then one day, one incident broke that identity of mine. When I was thrown out of a train, even though I had a first class ticket. Suddenly, I found a larger identity of myself. I found an inner strength in myself to stand up against those who are much more powerful than us as a race. I followed my heart and started working for a greater cause.
How did you manage to do that, sir?
Well, the moment I stopped taking interest in my own problems, my insecurity was gone. I started identifying the larger problems of the common people.
Sir, kindly guide us on how we can face and overcome this current situation of the pandemic.
Well, a century ago, our enemy was the British Raj. Now, the enemy of the whole world is the coronavirus. Earlier, we beat the British by using ahimsa and non-violence. Now, with immense perseverance, we can face this insurmountable challenge by taking precautionary measures.
Sir, what is your message to the students of Birla Vidyaniketan?
Believe in your capabilities. Capabilities are never stagnant. Capabilities can be constantly enhanced. There is really no limit as to what one can do.
That is truly inspiring, sir.
Believe in yourself. So, your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny.
That is wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for this interview. You will remain a guiding force in our lives, and especially in these troubled times that we are going through.
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
जिसको पाकर मुक्त हुआ था भारत माता का उपवन, आओ आज सुनाए तुमको बापू का निर्मल जीवन। 1869 में अक्टूबर का महीना आया, तभी पुतली बाई ने एक छोटा सा सूरज पाया। पोरबंदर में जैसे प्रसन्नता की किरण आई, संस्कारों में गिरे हुए बालक की फिर शुरू हुई पढ़ाई। उम्र अभी छोटी ही थी, पर पिता स्वर्ग सिधार गए। करके मैट्रिक पास, फिर मोहन भी इंग्लैंड गए। पढ़ लिख मोहन हो गए बुद्धिमान गुणवान, ज्ञान के साथ साथ मैं तो पूर्ण हुआ आत्मसम्मान। दक्षिण अफ्रीका में लड़ने को एक मुकदमा आया, पगड़ी धारण करके गांधी उस अदालत में छाया। फिर भारत में वापस आकर जुट गए सुधार हित में, अहिंसा का मार पकड़ उतर गए रणभूमि में। सैकड़ों उंगलियों का वजन भी उनको ना झुका पाया, कहते मैं भारतवासी, संस्कृति का मान मुझे है प्यारा। नमक और भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन फिर अपनाया, शामिल होकर गोल मेज में भारत का हक बतलाया। भारत छोड़ो का नारा घर घर से शोर मचाता था। सुनकर अंग्रेज राज डरता और थर्राता था। नेता भी जेलों में बैठे गाते थे भारत गान, लुटाने को तैयार मातृभूमि पर अपनी जान। देख भारतीयों की एकता, समझ गए अंग्रेज, यह धरती दिखती है फूलों की मगर है कांटों की सेज। 15 अगस्त 1947 को भारत महान हुआ स्वाधीन। भारत हुआ स्वाधीन, प्रसन्नता कण कण में छाई। देश को समृद्ध बनाएंगे, यह कसम सबने खाई। जय भारत, जय भारतीय।
What a beautiful glimpse of Gandhiji's life. We would now request Principal Ma'am to begin with the extemporaneous questionnaire.
Namaskar. I'm so happy today that I have some children from class 6 and few from class 8. Now they have taken up this challenge to answer my question online, and they have no clue what the question is going to be like. So having this courage to come and say, yes, I will answer the question, I think that declares you a winner anyways. It's not a competition. It's just children that I'll ask a question and you will answer. And you will get only 45 seconds to answer the question. So my first question is for the students of class 6. Students of class 6, the question to you is that through the three monkeys, Gandhiji wanted the society not to hear or speak or even listen bad things. If you are now his fourth monkey, which evil from the society would you like to be removed? If you are the fourth monkey of Gandhiji, which evil from the society would you like to remove? And class 8th, the question to you is, what does Gandhigiri mean to you? What does Gandhigiri mean to you? Your time starts now and you get 45 seconds to answer your questions.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm Samriti and I want to answer.
Yep, submit your answer, that's it.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you handle the question properly?
Okay, your time is about to get over. Okay, stop writing. All right. So I have 8 answers in my chat box. And Kanishka Singh, would you tell me your answer, please? Your question was, what does Gandhigiri mean to you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, to me, Gandhigiri means to
Have
become
your video on, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, to me, Gandhigiri means to become a perfect human, or at least trying to become one. As we can understand from the Gandhiji's ideals of non-violence, perseverance, and independence from others, so that we can try to become a perfect human by ourselves. So I think Gandhiji's idea was to make us a perfect human.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next is Aditri Mishra. You're also from class 8th and your question is the same. What does Gandhigiri mean to you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Gandhigiri to me means all the ideology and all the ideas of Gandhiji, like the speaking truth, like he was a truth seeker and seeking truth and also not non-violence. He taught all of the India and the Swachh Bharat mission and the Satyagraha. So,
Very
ma'am,
nice.
following the all his paths means to me for all our citizens.
Thank you. Wonderful answer. Meet, your answer please. Meet, you are from class 6.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are the fourth monkey of Gandhiji. So tell me your answer please.
Ma'am, as we know that many cyber crimes are happening, so the fourth monkey will be posting no evils.
Wow, that's lovely. Thank you so much. What a wonderful answer, Meet. Arvind Unnikrishnan, your answer please. You are in class 8th.
Yes. I think Gandhigiri means a defiance with a sense of positivity and standing up to what's right and choosing the path of tolerance and love instead of intolerance and adjusting to each other's feelings.
Very nice. Much needed these days. Thank you, Arvind.
Thank you.
Next is Karma. Your answer please.
Ma'am, that I won't,
Karma, your video on please.
ma'am, like I won't hurt anyone. Like, ma'am, sometimes people bully others, ma'am, for no cause, and that's why I will not hurt anyone.
Wonderful. Gandhiji believed similarly. Thank you. Wonderful answer, Karma. You are in class 6. So next is Dia. Dia, you are in class 8th. And what does Gandhigiri mean to you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Gandhigiri basically means to me that following the ideologies that was laid by Gandhiji and practicing non-violence and being a truthful person, this would help us become better persons in our life. And also, like if everyone starts following the ideologies laid down by Gandhiji, then obviously the crimes and everything that are happening today would obviously lessen in number.
Very nice. Very nice, Dia. Next is Samriddhi Ranjan, 6G.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if I would...
Samriddhi, let's have your video on, please.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Yes, Samriddhi?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me your answer.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if I would be the fourth monkey of Gandhiji, I would I would always like to promote positive thinking and non-violence.
Very nice. You children think so positively and so nicely. God bless each one of you. The next is Akhilesh. Akhilesh, you are from class 8th. Your answer, please. Akhilesh?
Yes, ma'am. If I Gandhigiri means to me to be positive and follow the ideas of Gandhiji like non-violence and not hurt anyone.
Very nice. That's wonderful, Akhilesh. And Dharmit Mehta. Yes,
ma'am.
your answer, please.
Yes, ma'am. My answer is basically Nai Talim, which means basic education. Gandhiji called his ideas Nai Talim, literally new education, because he believed that Western style education violated and destroyed the indigenous culture. This was evolved out of his experience in South Africa, and Gandhi ji also attempted to formulate the new system. That is why he believed in this thing.
Very nice. Nai Talim had been the theme of lot many conferences last year when the new education policy was coming. Wonderful, Dharmit. Swayam DM of class 8th, what is your answer?
Ma'am, Gandhigiri means to me the immense contribution which Gandhiji has given to the society in many forms like non-violence, satyagraha movements, Swachh Bharat Abhiyans, and the value that Gandhiji has tried to instill in the society and work towards betterment. That's what Gandhigiri means to me.
Wonderful. Children, you all have given wonderful answers, and you're all so well read, and you understand what is good and how to conduct. I'm so proud of you. Clap for you. Thank you. Okay, now it's my turn to speak. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He inspired the masses during the course of his lifetime, and he inspired by his actions, not by words. Even now, he is inspiring millions around the world through his visions, his teachings, and his writings. It is important to understand that Gandhiji was not his charkha. Gandhiji was not his spectacles. Gandhiji was not his walking stick. These are merely the superficial elements through which we portray him. He is, in fact, a whole ocean of peace and non-violence from which we must take ideas on how to conduct ourselves in daily life. You know, once upon a time, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Mahatma Gandhi, they were staying at a house of an ardent nationalist, Shiv Prasad Gupta. Now, Gandhiji washed clothes of Lala Lajpat Rai every day, and Lalaji thought that there's a servant who is doing it for him. So when they were leaving, Lalaji wanted to give some money to that servant who was washing his clothes every day. And then he came to know that it was not a servant, but it was Gandhiji who was washing his clothes. From this, children, let's understand the dignity of labor by doing tasks ourselves. Children, do you know that Mahatma Gandhi suspended his individual Satyagraha campaign from 25th December 1940 to 4th January 1941? Why? He did so that the British officials enjoying their Christmas holidays would not have to come out to make arrests. From this, let's learn to understand the others. There are so many stories, there are so many instances in Gandhiji's life which teach us so much. The question is, what is his relevance today and for the future? Well, Gandhiji is relevant today and for the centuries to come. He was that light which is gone, and yet it will shine for 1,000 years. It's not that his times are gone and his perspectives are no longer relevant. His philosophy is all the way more relevant today in the world, which is becoming more and more materialistic and volatile. Why cannot we contain our anger and dissatisfaction? If the words we say in anger are said calmly, they become more effective. So, children, feel free to speak your mind, but in a composed manner. Maybe Gandhi doesn't need to remain a bookish ideal, an unreachable star in the sky, an insurmountable mountain. It can be personified by each one of us. The UN General Assembly on 15th June 2007 declared 2nd October as the International Day of Non-Violence. So this was the charisma of Gandhi that the whole world, even today, is trying to follow his path. Today is also the birth anniversary of Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri. He had a short and a frail demeanor, but was extremely firm and strong mentally. His slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, is very much significant even today. He held ministerial positions in Free India, and trust me, I feel that he was an absolute strategist. We have so much to learn from the lives of these two leaders. Only when we inculcate the values showed by both Gandhi and Shastri we will be able to make this earth a better place to live. Let us be the change we want to see in the world. Children, you must know and you must feel proud that, that the founders of our school were deeply associated with Gandhiji. G.D. Birlaji always considered himself as a student of Gandhi. And Bapu had solemnized the wedding of Shrimati Sarla Birla and B.K. Birlaji. They were always by him and funded the freedom struggle in a big way. In fact, Gandhiji was staying with them at the Birla Bhavan in New Delhi when he was shot dead. It's the same house which is called Gandhi Smriti today. So children, let us have Gandhi in each one of us. That doesn't mean defeat. That doesn't mean that you accept things which are wrong. Please, let's not accept wrong things, but then have the courage to raise your voice in a proper way, in a politically correct way, in the way that Constitution permits us. But yes, it is our duty to say no for wrong things and have the Gandhi in each one of us. Thank you so much, children.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. We would like to thank all the parents and children for joining in. We also appreciate all the efforts put in by the participants and teachers.
कुछ ऐसा जीवन जियो जैसे कि तुम कल मरने वाले हो, कुछ ऐसे सीखो जैसे कि तुम हमेशा जीने वाले हो. Let's apply the Gandhian ideals in our lives and practice them. I would now request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष